Hey guys, this is Delta Breed, and what we're going to be talking about today is a Ornate Uromastyx care guide slash handling guide. So, one of the main things you're going to want to need when you first set up a Uromastyx cage is not all the decor. Is a good suitable tank for a juvenile would be a 10-gallon for the first 4 or 5 months, then move up to a 20-gallon after 7 months, and then when it's a full-grown adult, about a year plus, about 2 years, you want to get him a nice good 3-foot long tank, which you should get him a Exoterra 36 long. That is really good for them because it has a front opening cage, so no need to remove your light, and all you need to do is slide open the doors. Then it has a lock in case you have children. One of the main things before you get all the decor is you need the heat lamp. This is the basking lamps I used to use. I have 2 in here. I use them for other things. As you can see, there's 2 in there. You're going to need that, a good basking spot, and a UVB bulb. And you're probably wondering why there's only 1 light up here. The reason there's only 1 light up here is because the light, which it is a mercury vapor bulb by Zoomed. They're really good because it's 2 bulbs in 1. A lot of people say not to get them because they are mercury vapor, but it's not really that bad of a thing at all, or else they wouldn't sell as much and the animals wouldn't be healthier. Another thing about Ornate Uromastyx is they like to poop a lot, at least mine does. So their cage needs to be cleaned every 2 weeks. 2, not every few, every 2 weeks. Because I cleaned this cage last weekend, and as you can see by how it looks, it doesn't look clean at all. So we're going to clean it after I come back from the Reptile Expo in Lakeland, Florida. Another thing that you should get for them when they're juveniles is reptile carpet. This is the 20-gallon reptile carpet. It's pretty safe. The problem with this is their claws get stuck in it and it snags like this, but you can easily fix that by flattening it with like an iron, just ironing it down, and it will stay down until you wash it. Another good thing to have for them is nice fresh vegetables at all time. This is fresh cut up, just put in here 2 days ago. They eat a lot of stuff. Another good thing to have when you're out of fresh vegetables is this, because when you have no vegetables for that day, you can easily hook them up some vegetable mix. This is for them. It's ready in an instant. You just add water. Has all natural ingredients. It says feed alone with other diets as a treat. It's ideal for bearded dragons, uromastyx, iguanas, and tortoises. As you can see, it has carrots, bok choy, cucumber, I believe, green beans, and peas. Whoa, sorry about that. Green beans and peas. Everything that you need to feed them. Yeah. So what I have in here is green beans, peas, I have bok choy, I have romaine lettuce, I have spring mix in here, and I forget the other thing I think I have in here. It's like radicchio, it's the red things, which I was told to feed them. Feed them hibiscus flowers, some sort of desert flower, which I have no idea, so don't just go out and pick some random desert flower growing on your cactus outside. Look it up. The hibiscus flowers, the dandelions, they eat some sort of seeds, a lot of stuff. I'll link some good care guides into it. As you can see, he's in there. He's probably awake because of my rambling on. But yeah, he's in there. What I have in his cage, let me move all the stuff down, is I have 2 of these things. These are going in my leopard gecko's cage, but I have two of these big ones. I have that one and that one. Then I have a small one connecting them. That's his lower basking spot. Then I have one of this cool corner hides you can find at PetSmart. It's made out of ceramic, so it holds in the heat sort of well. He's sitting over there, just sitting there. It's like a little mini cave in the corner, and his hot basking spot is usually around, sorry, I moved the rock so it's not holding it. His hot basking spot is usually around 119, but as you can see, that's fallen down. I usually have it on the very top. It's at 119 usually half of the time. Yeah, so I have him some nice sticks to climb on. What I see him most on is over there on the cold side. When he's doing something random, he'll usually sit on there, or he'll be right there on that part basking. A lot of times I see him up there, and a lot of times during night I see him in there. As you can see, his food dish is all the way back here, away from the heat, blocked by this hide and that hide. For a mercury vapor bulb, you're gonna need a really big lamp fixture because it's 100 watts is what you need to get for them. 100 watts with 12 inches plus, because that will bring the right temperature about 119 plus. That's basically what they need. That's really good for them. More about the enclosure is you should have multiple hides. As you can see, I have 2 different hides. You should have multiple things for them to climb on, even though they're not arboreal, not extremely high tanks. They just need some little parts to climb on, is what I found with this guy. He loves to climb on stuff. So I have that lower down rock, which leads to that he could climb up, or he can climb up this, and he could climb up this. Here's another thing with the food. With the food, you're going to want to sprinkle some of this crushed up on it. It will increase their appetite with calcium powder. Not calcium powder, with the vitamin powder you need to give them, which I do not have on me at the moment. I can't find it in my kitchen. I just gave him some yesterday and I've lost it, so I need to find that when this video is done. It's grassland turtles food. A lot of people do this. There's one tutorial online of how to keep these guys, and it shows that you should use this. What I found when I use this is it increases his appetite a lot. It sort of smells like, yes, I've smelled this. This sort of smells like if it's like garlic or something. I don't know, but he really likes it. What you do is you just add it on top of this, and maybe you could mix some of this in it if you don't have that much stuff, but this is for emergency. I have this is what I actually use, and so is this with the powder. If you don't have enough money to keep these guys, I don't really suggest you do keep them because they take a lot of care. They eat certain foods which aren't really naturally found, like hibiscus flowers, the desert plants. They eat winter squash. Those usually aren't found, and they sometimes cost money, so I don't recommend these if you don't have that kind of money to be spending on them. Also, if you don't have money to buy one of those hides, which is like $40, you could easily get one of these things, which is like $5, and just stack them up and make like a little hide like this, like stacked up. These things for a double pack for these, which are really good, but you're gonna have to buy a UVB bulb. These are $18 for a 2-pack of bulbs. These are really good basking bulbs. As you can see, they're 100-watt basking bulbs. You're gonna need to buy one of these with one of these, which is a UVB bulb I have back here after I just got rid of a lizard that was in here. Anyways, you're gonna need to buy one of those, a 10.0 Repti glow bulb or something like that. A 10.0 zoom in bulb, UVB bulb is what you should get for them. You should really look up care guides. Don't just watch videos on YouTube and think you know everything that you need to know for them. You're going to need to watch care guides. Sorry about that. I was interrupted about something, and as you can see, now he's out. I don't know. I don't think he's stuck. Who knows? We'll know. Now we're going to talk about how to handle them. One of the things about Ornate Uromastyx is they're docile, but they also are hard to tame at the same point. You can pick them up for a few minutes and they won't move around, but that's due to fear. But the next time you put them in their cage and you go to pick them up, they'll act very skittish and like scurry around the cage. A lot of times at reptile expos, ones that I've gone to, I've seen kids stick their hands inside of the cage, and all of a sudden they'll be crying because these guys are skittish, so they'll freak out the kids. They'll, move psychotically and they'll freak out the kids. Or if they pick up the Uromastyx the wrong way, the Uromastyx will bite the kid, and Uromastyx have strong jaws. They might not have sharp teeth, but they have strong jaws. I don't think they have teeth at all. So one of the ways that I let my cousins handle the lizards is I'll just give them one of these. This is just like a gardening glove I just bought randomly. And even sometimes with my little cousins, they'll get freaked out even if they wear this because these things are very skittish. I'll give you an example of how they're skittish. Now, just saying, this is a juvenile. So watch as I touch its tail, it's gonna freak out. Or not. I think it's because it's stuck. Let me try to fix it being stuck. Hold on a minute. As you can see, It's like that. Let me put this stick down. Let me try to pick it up. Here. Move away from that, my little guy. Here. Come here. Come here, little guy. Come here. Come here. Ow. And their nails do hurt sometimes. But yeah, that's about it. And it just cut me. So, yep. But yeah, that's about how you're supposed to pick them up. You come down from underneath them. You don't come up from above. But yeah, that's about it. Oh, I should put his stick back in. I'm probably causing him stress right now by doing this, but I need to put his little stick back in. Here. Wrong way. I'm being a retard right now. Hold on a minute. Trying to figure out the right way to put this stick back in. There we go. The stick has been put back in. As you can see, he's at his basking spot, waiting. He's at his basking spot, basking. As you can see, he's a juvenile. This is a male. He has no colors on him yet, but that is because he's a juvenile. Another thing you should keep in mind about these lizards is that they grow very slow. And when I mean very slow, we're talking slow. I've had this guy for 4 months, and he was originally 3 when I first got him, so he's almost a year old, and he's still pretty small. He hasn't grown really that much, but yeah. Another thing, these guys do not take water. They don't need water at all in their cage. I've had this guy with no water because they are a Uromastyx species, which is from the hot parts of deserts. And water will bring up the humidity, and above 30% humidity for these guys is actually pretty dangerous. So they get all their water and stuff from the vegetables that they eat. As you can see, he's just staring at me like, what are you doing? But yeah, they get all the water they eat from that. Also, another thing is, in the wild, only 20% of their diet consists of insects. So, in captivity, they've been known to be better off with no insects at all because their digestive system can't really handle insects. It's made for more vegetables. They're like, they just can't, they can't eat insects. They only eat vegetables. You can feed them insects, but I don't recommend it. But it's your lizard, you do what you want. It's not like I can control you. Another thing about setting up the cage, you should always have one warm hide, one cold hide. You should always regulate the temperatures, make sure one's not too high, one's not too low. Because if you notice that it's more often on one side, that is probably because it's sick. So it can't move around. Like if it's just sleeping all day, that's because it's sick. Or this is one of the main reasons why it's always on one side, is one side is either too cold or one side is either too hot. So you want to have them regulated. So let's say if this heat lamp's too hot, what you would do is you would just get one of the heat lamp hangers, put it behind here wherever you have it, and it would come up and hold it, which would regulate the temperature more for the hot side. It would make it less hot. So yeah, that's about it for taking care of these guys. This is just a simple little guide. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed.